Hello, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Are you hearing me? Yusuf Abdul Kadur, can you confirm you can hear me now? All right, sir. Thank you very much for the confirmation. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, a little bit of technical issues earlier. Sorry about that. That's yeah, Mr. Yusuf. Little bit of technical issue. Mr. Brown, thank you very much, sir. George, Oyeshino, Oyeshile, Emmanuel, Uko. All right, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for your patience as well. Right. Okay, you're all welcome to today's edition of our morning market review. Good morning once again. Thank you very much, Mr. Brown. Thank you, Peter Ayola. Thank you, sir. Okay, so good morning once again. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, all traders as well. And today is your first time. It's great to have you join us on today's edition of the Money Market Review. All right. As a quick reminder, this forum every day we get to look at what's going on in the market as it concerns fundamental and technical setups that we have. And I also say that we do this with the hope that we'll be able to pick a few entries and trade ideas for today and even for the rest of the week as well. Okay, without further ado, what did Peter say? Yeah, that's part of the issues we were trying to resolve earlier. All right, that's part of the issues we were trying to resolve earlier. You may need to uh, run through your registrations again if required, if prompted. You will need to go through that again. Okay. All right. So we also believe that when you're listening long enough, you are also able to come up with your own profitable strategies, right? Peter Ayola, I hope you got that. Thank you very much. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to head straight to the trading platform. But before that, we do have the jobs data for USD later today. That's 3 p.m. Yeah, that's 3 p.m. as seen on the First Factory uh, website. Okay, job openings. All right, and this simply is the number of job openings, just like the name suggests. All right, but in this case, it excludes the farming industry. All right, it excludes the farming industry. And then you should also know that job openings are a leading indicator for overall employment. Okay, so job creation is an important indicator also of consumer spending. All right, and this accounts for the majority of overall economic activity. Okay, so I don't have a screen yet, Ajayi Kayode. I'm going to do that in a second. Okay, I'm just talking about the high impact news that we have data today for the dollar as a general overview. And then I'm going to share my screen right away. Just a second. Right, there you go. So I want to believe you can see my screen now. Yeah, Adeyemi Olalekan, good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining. All right, thanks for the confirmation, Ajayi Kayode. Okay, right. So we have the dollar index. Usually, we start from here to understand. Yes, it is. It is. Peter Ayola, it is. It's always available on YouTube for follow up and recap. Okay. So let's start with the dollar index to understand the direction of the dollar itself, and then we can relate this to the rest of the major pairs that we have or that we are interested in. All right, and this is one that we've had eyes on for quite a number of times on this forum. It's one that I've mentioned a number of times, like I said. Okay, so if you look at this ascending channel, of course, this is the monthly time frame. And don't forget, as day trader, we really are not paying attention to either the weekly or the monthly time frame. And again, I've mentioned on this forum that the simple reason is because these two time frames or these higher time frames are so far out that they really don't have much relevance to our trades as day traders. Okay, so usually we use the daily time frame as our anchor chart, and then we look for entry opportunities on much lower time frames. All right. However, we can use it to get some perspective to understand the direction in the market, just as we are about to do. Okay, so going back to this ascending channel that we have here, dates back to as far as 2011. Okay, 2011 has supported price multiple times, all the way to going to use this right all the way to June of 2025. July of 2025 became bullish, gave us a bullish engulfing candle. And then next to that, August, bearish, and then September so far is also quite indecisive. Okay, all right. Now, but the significant thing here is the support trend line. Okay, now that price is back at the same support trend line. Okay, of course, I switched to a bullish bias for the USD index when price hits back at this support trend line. Okay, so that's the perspective looking to get on the monthly time frame, and now back on the daily time frame. Okay, now on the daily time frame, we see some push higher here, and thanks to the FOMC that we had Wednesday, 17th of September. Okay, the market has been more attractive since that happened. All right, as we are now seeing some bullish moves from the dollar index. Okay, since the aggressive sell-off. All right. Now, this is what it looks like on the 4 hours time frame. And on the 4 hours time frame, we see a typical uptrend. Okay, we have high, we have higher low, this the higher high, and then currently we're seeing the higher low. All right. Now this structure is typical of an uptrend. Okay, the structure is typical of an uptrend. Currently, it hits resistance at 97.7 price level. All right. So what it means is that for the dollar index, as long as price is below 97.7 resistance, there could be more trouble ahead for the dollar index. And that, what that would mean is that the likes of Euro USD and Pound USD will continue to push higher, okay, until we see a break back above 97.7, okay? Then the bullish bias there can be further strengthened and confirmed, all right? So in summary, for the dollar index, as long as it remains below 97.7 resistance, there is more trouble ahead for the dollar index, and that would signify strength for cases like Euro USD and even pounds USD. Okay, and then pairs like USD JPY, USD CHF would also be bearish. Okay, until we see a break back above resistance at 97.7. So what this means is that, of course, this would presents a selling opportunity here, and then a buying opportunity for Euro USD and then Pound USD. Case as that, all right, which we'll get to in a minute. Of course, I like to understand the direction of the dollar index first, and then apply that to the rest of the major assets that we have. Okay. All right, so that's it for the dollar index. So let's move on to other assets right about now. And with that, I have some setups on a different platform. MT5 trading platform, which I believe that's what most of us have. Right, it's up now. It's up now. Okay, so what I have is the dollar index on, sorry, it's the Euro USD pair on 4 hours time frame. Yeah, I have it on 4 hours time frame. And on this 4 hours time frame, now remember for Euro USD, USD is the counter currency here. USD is the counter currency. And like we said, that as long as it's below 97.7 level, then you can expect Euro USD to be bullish. So what it means is that we're interested in buying here, okay? As long as the dollar index is below that resistance at 97.7, okay? And for Euro USD, what would also invalidate the bullish bias here is a break below 1.17150, which is the support level that we have here for Euro USD. Okay. Right. So here we have a bullish bias, like I said, and then for that support, we already have a bullish engulfing candle right here, okay, sitting at that support at 1.1715. All right. Okay. So, of course, like I said, this is presenting a good opportunity for a buy. Okay, a good opportunity for a buy. Now, it's also close to this support. Sorry, it's also close to this resistance rather. And that would mean that two things. Number one, we wait for a pullback, we wait for some sort of pullback, all right, from the current level, or a break above the resistance right here, which comes at price level 1.175. Okay, 1.175. You can see what happened back here. All right, price hits that resistance and then fell all the way back to 1.1715. Okay, now we have price approaching that same resistance, and we're beginning to see some pullback from that resistance. So two things here. Number one, now this is the 30 minutes time frame. I like to use the 30 minutes time frame for my entry opportunity. Okay, for my entry opportunity. Okay. I believe once you master the art of analyzing multiple time frames, okay, you'll continue to get a much clearer and more accurate picture of what's going on in the market. All right. And this is, once you have that, it's also expected to lead to smarter and more profitable decisions. Okay. So remember, we started this on the 4 hours time frame because we're looking for structure on the 4 hours time frame, and then we switch to the 30 minutes time frame for a more precise entry opportunity. And then for Euro USD, that would mean number one, because it's already close to resistance and we do not want to be buying resistance, we now need to wait for some pullback, okay? One, or a break above resistance at 1.175. And then that would be the trigger to long Euro USD to take advantage of the dollar weakness that we currently have below 97.7 price level, right? So in summary, or as a summary for Euro USD, number one, a pullback from the current level, okay? And then I'll be expecting the pullback to come into this area, which was the previous high that was recently broken on this time frame, okay? Right. So I'm expecting the pullback to come into this area, and then be looking for a buy opportunity from that level. Or number two, we get a break above resistance at 1.175, and then that would be the trigger to long Euro USD. So whichever one plays out, would be a fantastic opportunity for a buy trade on Euro USD. All right. I'm going to have eyes on this one. All right. Moving on to pounds USD. Moving on to pounds USD, of course, similar to Euro USD. Right. So here as well, it hits support at 1.338. It support at 1.338. We even got some break below that. We even got some break below that. That's around this level, which is also typical of a fake out. All right, price breaking below a key level only to close back above it. All right, that's typical of a fake out. And then fake outs are what I've mentioned again several times on this forum. All right, it simply stands for failed breakout. Okay, a breakout that fails because ideally on this 4 hours time frame, the mini price broke below that support at 1.338. All right, we should continue to create lower prices. Okay, we should continue to see lower lows and lower highs. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. When it broke below support at 1.338, you got it close back above that key level. All right. So that's typical of a fake out. And fake outs like this usually triggers an extensive move in the opposite direction. All right. How far will that go? Okay. Now we switch to the 30 minutes time frame for entry opportunities. Okay. Again, because USD is the counter currency here, all right? So we have resistance around this level. Okay, we have resistance around this level. And then as a result of that resistance, we can see price beginning to push away from that resistance, all right? So again, we identify a key level here on this time frame. Which would be somewhere around this previous high that was recently broken, 1.34364. Okay, so now that prices are above that, I'll be expecting some retracement into that area. All right, I'll be expecting some retracement into that area, and then look for buy opportunities around that level, which is quite similar to what we saw for Euro USD. Okay, so around this area, we're looking for buy opportunity for pounds USD, or after a confirmed break above resistance at 1.345. Okay, the confirmed break above 1.345 resistance. All right, whichever one plays out first. Okay, either a pullback into this area at 1.34362 price level, or a break above the resistance at 1.345. All right, that would be my trigger to long pounds USD. Okay. On the other hand, a break back above that support will signify bearish move for pounds USD or much deeper pullback for pounds USD on the 30 minutes time frame. All right. A break above, sorry, a break below support at 1.34362. Okay. You get that, then that may signifies more move to the downside for pounds USD. Okay, so that's it for pounds USD. Moving on to NZD USD. Now, to remember, the last time on this forum, this is one of the assets that we looked at, and we looked at it mainly because of the failed breakout that we also got here on NZD USD. Okay, now if you look at this descending channel, we have the trend line resistance and trend line support right here. All right, and price has respected those two levels multiple times. Okay, price hitting resistance, support right here, back to resistance, back to support levels here, all right, quite consistent, all right. And then eventually price broke above the resistance side, all right, broke above the resistance only to close back below it, all right. And again, this is typical of a faker price closing below or above the key level only to go back below that same level or above it, depending on the side you have. All right. So when this happens, this also delivers some move to the downside. All right. The mini price closed back below the key level around 0.59 on NZD/USD. All right. The mini price closed back below. It delivered. This is close to 150 pips. Okay. This is close to 850 pips. All right. So right about now, it is close to support, the support trend line, and then price is pushing higher from this level. And now all of this is happening on the daily time frame. Remember, we use the daily time frame as our anchor chart, and then switch to a lower one for entry opportunities. Okay. So this is what we have on 30 minutes time frame. Right. So if you look at this pair, NZD/USD, we also have USD as the counter currency here. All right. Also has USD as the counter currency. And currently, the USD is below the key resistance level at 97.7. Started from there. Okay. Started from there. So to take advantage of that, we'll also be looking for opportunities to buy here. Also be looking for opportunities to buy here as long as the dollar index is below that key level. All right. So, what does that mean for NZD/USD? So we have this level here. We have this level here. Okay. All right. So what I need to see here would be some buying pressure around this level. Okay. I need to see some buying pressure around this level in order to long NZD/USD. All right, to take advantage of the dollar weakness that we have below 97.7. So what does that mean? It means seeing some bullish patterns, and it's also above the 50-period moving average, which also signifies strength. But you also need an ideal trigger for your buy. Okay, also need an ideal trigger for the buy, and that's why it's advisable to see some buying pressure around the current level. Okay, this is what it looks like on 30 minutes time frame. Let's check 15 minutes. Okay, so on this 15 minutes time frame now, if this current candle closes bullish, then that would also be the trigger to long NZD/USD, all right, above 0.579 support level. Okay, that's the kind of bullish pressure we're looking for. All right, that's the kind of bullish pressure we're looking for above support at 0.5792. Okay. Chinedu Osaji, thank you. It's great to have you, sir. Right, so that's for NZD/USD. Now moving on to USD/JPY. Moving on to USD/JPY. Now, USD/JPY is quite interesting, and the reason is because we have this consolidation phase right here. I'm going to highlight it. It is quite interesting because of this consolidation phase that we have here. Now, usually, the longer an asset ranges, okay, the longer an asset ranges, the more aggressive, all right, the resulting breakout usually is, all right. And then, if you look at this pair, USD/JPY, it is breaking out after about 2 months of this sideways action, all right. It started sometime in July, right? Started sometime in July, early July, and then all the way to September, all right? All the way to September, and then we got that aggressive break above the resistance above that consolidation phase. All right. So currently, I believe this is some sort of correction for the aggressive move to start. All right. So I expect this to deliver some fantastic picks in the coming days as long as this plays out as expected. Okay. So USD JPY is one that I will be looking at very closely. I'll be looking at very closely for bullish signals. All right. Like I said, it's just breaking out after about 2 months of sideways action, started since July, and that would set the stage for a very aggressive rally. As I said, the more an asset ranges like this, the more aggressive the resulting breakout is likely to be. Okay. Now I'll show you an example on USD CAD. Just to even before USD CAD, we got some back here. We got this back here for the same USD JPY, a period of consolidation right here. All right, we got this period of consolidation between 145.4 and 142 support level, and eventually price broke above the resistance side, and then we delivered close to 500 pips right there. Okay, close to 500 pips. All right, so fast forward to what we currently have. This consolidation phase has lasted about 2 months. Eventually, price broke above the resistance, and now I believe we're getting some correction for the move higher. Okay, so what I need to see here would be buying pressure around this trend line. So you can replicate this on your chart as well. Okay, that trend line started sometime in April, all right, sometime in April of 2025, all right, supported price multiple times. And now that price is returning to that same support trend line, I'll be waiting for some buying pressure around the trend line, and then that will be my trigger to take advantage of the breakout above 148.7. All right, so let's look at what we have on the 30-minute time frame. What does it look like on the 30-minute time frame? Okay, so this is the same trend line that we have eyes on the 30-minute time frame. Okay, so on this time frame, I'm expecting price to push all the way to that trend line. And on that trend line, that's where I'm going to be looking out for a buy signal, okay, on that trend line. All right. If you look back to the last time price got to that same trend line, delivered fantastic pips as well, the same trend line, all right, gave rise to this aggressive rally, delivering close to 250 pips right there. Okay, and now that price is close to that same trend line, I'll be waiting out for some more confirmations around that trend line support, and then that will be my trigger to long USD JPY. Okay. Okay, moving on to gold. Of course, has been increasingly aggressive. It's been breaking, pushing above resistance, breaking through ceilings, and just continuing to create higher prices and continue to push higher. Okay, that's for gold. All right. On the daily time frame, this is what it looks like on the daily time frame. Like I said last week, as far as gold is concerned, we're waiting for pullbacks to join the aggressive rally. Okay. Now let's see 30 minutes. Let's see 30 minutes. Okay, so on this 30 minutes time frame, I'll be looking at this level. All right. I'll be looking at this level for buy opportunity. Okay. And that comes around 3830, 3830 price level for gold. I'll be looking towards that level for buying opportunity. And the 50 period moving average is also around that level as well. Okay, which further gives strength to the level. All right. So for gold, waiting for some pullback, into this area, and then wait for some additional confirmations, and then that will be my trigger to join the aggressive rally that we currently have on gold. Okay, you are on buy on pounds JPY. Then Victor is asking for GE40 German index. Okay, so let's see what pounds JPY looks like. Of course, from the daily time frame. Yeah, on buy. Okay, so we have this support at 199. Okay, we have this support at 199, which also happens to be a key level. If you look back to how that level, the same 199 level, has impacted price in the past, of course, you would realize how important that level is. However, price is now around the same 199 price level. So what it means is that we would also expect this level to support price and then push higher from the current level. Okay. However, what would also invalidate this would be a sustained break below 199 support level. So let's check it out on 30 minutes time frame. Okay, so on 30 minutes time frame, this is what it looks like. So what this means is that this same 199 price is currently around it. All right, price is currently around it. And then if we get it close back above 199 price level, confirming that with some bullish pressures around the same support level, then we have confirmation for price to push higher from the current level. Okay. Now, if you're already in a buy trade for pounds JPY, you need to be looking out for price closing back above 199 price level. Okay, currently that level is a strong key level as support, but once price takes out that support level, all right, if it closes below the support level at 199, it automatically flips that level to resistance, and then if it is sustained, it may smell trouble for pounds JPY. Okay. On the other hand, if we get it closed back above 199 and also confirm some bullish pressures around that 199, then it may be gearing up to push higher from the current level for pounds JPY. All right. So for DE40 as well, what do we have? Must be somewhere here. Right. Okay. So we have support at 23,685. This is the 1 hour time frame. It has support in this area between 23,713 and 23,685. Okay. Last time price got to 23,685. It got bullish from there, but it was also rejected by that trend line. Okay. That trend line is also significant, has impacted price multiple times. Okay. So currently, this level at 2685 is acting as support. All right. We can see price beginning to pull back from that same level. All right. So we're using 23685 as our key support level here, especially on the 1 hour time frame. So switching to the 30-minute time frame now, what this means is that we now need some bullish confirmations in this area in order to long the German index. Okay, we need some bullish confirmations around the current level in order to long GE40. Okay. So for let's see, for Victor, yeah, that's what you need to see. That's what you need to see. However, what would also invalidate that, and you know how profitable the E40 can be, all right? So what would invalidate that, like I said, would be a close back below that support. You see a break below that support at 23,685, then they smell more trouble for the German index. All right. However, if we see or has some bullish confirmations around the current level, then that would be the buy signal for DE40. Okay. US 100. Okay. US 100 on the 4 hours time frame. 4 hours time frame. Of course, this has also been pretty much aggressive, and then it hits resistance at 24,769. Okay. We also have some double top pattern here, which makes it even more interesting. Okay. So we have double top right here, which in itself is a bearish reversal pattern. Okay, so we have our support at 24,515. Okay, we have support around this level at 24,515. Okay, and then resistance at 24,769. Okay, so we need a breakout. Okay, the breakout is imminent on US 100. Okay, so support at 24,515. So at that support level, we need some bullish confirmations around that support level at 24,515. So what this also means is that as long as it's above 24,515, then we continue to go bullish on US 100 above 24,515. All right. What will be the confirmation for me here is if I see some bullish confirmations, for example, a bullish engulfing candle above 24,515. All right. If I see that right here, then that would be my trigger to long US 100. Again, we also see on the 30 minutes time frame that price is currently below the 50 period moving average, which is also a bearish signal. However, it's also close to a support level at 24,515. All right. It's also close to that support level at 24,515. Okay. And what this also means is that that 24,515 will also present a buying opportunity for US 100, to present a buying opportunity for US 100 in the event that we see price retest that support. Okay. If it doesn't, and instead we have some bullish confirmation from the current level, which could make the bullish engulfing candle or some other bullish reversal patterns around the current price level, then that would mean that it is gearing up for uh, a push to the upside, all right? And that would mean a buy opportunity for us as traders, okay? We looked at, did we, US 30, okay, pounds AUD before the other ones. Pounds AUD, what do we have there? Okay. Okay, so for pounds AUD, we also got this long period of consolidation. your pounds AUD. And then we got a break below the support side. Currently, price is still below that support side, okay? And of course, that signifies a weakness for pounds AUD, okay? Until we get a break back above our support, okay? And that comes in around, I'm going to take out all of this so it's clear, right? Around 2.047, okay? If we get a break back above 2.047, then that would be more convincing for a buy opportunity, okay? And again, from the current level, all right, from this current level too, is also a support level. We see how price reacted to that particular level back here, all right? Back here in March, it supported price. Back here towards the end of March as well, it supported price yet again. Okay, so currently price is around that price level as well. And then we need some bullish confirmations. If you look back here, we got this bullish engulfing candle, and then that gave rise to that aggressive push to the upside. Okay, so if we get a similar pattern right here, from the current level, we also see some bullish confirmations that would be the trigger to long pounds AUD. Let's see what it looks like on 30 minutes. Oh, there was a news earlier for AUD. Trying to see what is responsible for that huge spike that we had. We got cash rates for pounds, sorry, for AUD earlier. Came out very early. Okay, so for pounds AUD, we need some bullish confirmations. What would even be more convincing here would now be a break above 2.047, like I said. Okay, we get that break above 2.047, then that would be the trigger to long as well, or a pullback to 2.03. Okay, pullback to 2.03 support level. US 30. Okay, for US 32, currently sitting on this support level at 462. Okay, sitting on this support level at 462. All right. So what does that mean? It also presents buying opportunity. How do we confirm that? Okay, we need some bullish signals as well from the current level. For example, if you look back to what happened here, price came to that same support, gave us bullish engulfing candle here, and then we got that push to the upside. Okay, so if we see a similar pattern right here, currently price is sitting on that support level at 462. Right? We now need to wait for some bullish confirmations, okay, some bullish confirmations around 462 to confirm that it's ready to push higher from the current level. For US 30 on 30 minutes time frame, what I believe would also invalidate that would be a sustained break below that support. All right, we get a sustained break below that support, then we would see a much deeper pullback for US 30 or US 30. So we have eyes on what is 200 price level. Okay, Manuel Uko. Let's see what we have. This is daily time frame. Okay, so on this daily time frame, we see this consolidation here for Brent oil. All right, it's pushing towards the support side at 65.9. All right, pushing towards support level at 65.9. All right, so let's see what it looks like on 30 minutes. We need to join the sell-off. Okay, so we have this very aggressive bearish candle right here. Okay, this signifies further decline for oil. Okay, which is a confirmation to short, right? Which is a confirmation to short to take advantage of that sell-off that we currently have, and then we'll have eyes at support 65.9 support level. We have eyes there. All right. That's for Brent. Okay. Any more questions? Based on the assets we've been able to look at so far, if you have one or two that you would like me to recap, please make them known. Or if you also have one or two that you still want us to look at in the next few minutes, we can quickly do that. Okay, very good. Pensky. Yeah, we analyzed gold already. We're waiting for some dip before we long gold. We even highlighted the level we're waiting for. USD card. USD here is the base currency. And then because it is currently below the key resistance at 97.7. Okay. And here for USD card, we have this is evening star. All right. This is evening star. If you understand candlestick patterns, this is evening star, and that's a bearish reversal pattern. Okay. Now this is on the daily time frame. Let's check 30 minutes. Right, 30 minutes is below the 50 period moving average. And then, let's see, can connect a trend line here. Okay, this works. All right, this works. So for USD card, at the end, this is 30 minutes time frame. So at the end of this 30 minutes, if we get it close below, if it remains bearish below this trend line support, okay, then that would be the trigger to short USD card. Okay, that would be the trigger to short USD card. All right. And then it has a fantastic room to the downside. And remember, this is also in line with the USD index that we analyzed earlier. While below 97.7, it is bearish. Okay. And because it's the base currency here, it also aligns with that bias that we have for USD index. Okay. So at the end of this 30 minutes, because on the 30 minutes time frame, if we get a bearish candle below the trend line support, all right, that would be the trigger to short USD card. And like I said, it has fantastic room to the downside. Okay, that's fantastic room to the downside. I looked at Brent oil earlier. Sensible Junior, welcome. It's great to have you. US 2000. Of course, similar to its counterparts that we looked at earlier, also pretty much aggressive, okay? So we have resistance here and back here as well. Okay, so for US 2000, we need to see some retracements. Okay, we need to see some retracements. So for that, I'm going to be looking at the area between so for the retracement, I'm going to be looking at this area. Okay, I'm going to be looking at right. So for the pullback, I'm going to be looking at the whole of this area for that. Confirm some bullish moves around there, then that would be my trigger to buy, okay, to go in for a buy, all right? Or on the other hand, if we get a close back above resistance of 2441.7, that would also be the trigger to long US 2000. All right, so two things here. Number one, we want to see some more deep into this area as highlighted here between 2417 and 2402. Still pull back into that area, additional confirmation of bullish patterns, then that would be the trigger to long. Or on the other hand, they break above resistance at 2441.7. Okay. Right, this is 30 minutes. This is 30 minutes. Okay, so on this 30 minutes time frame, the break below this support will confirm that we get more deep from US 2000, probably into the area that we highlighted earlier between 2417 and 2402. So on this 30 minutes time frame, you see this consolidation phase. So the direction in which this breaks out will determine where it goes next. Okay, so if we get a break to the downside, then we'll be looking at the area as highlighted here. If we get a push to the upside, and especially above 2441.7, then that would be bullish for US 2000. Okay. Azan Okwemikpo. Okay. Sorry, I missed it. I don't know if it's your first time, but usually what I would do is to ask your account manager to get in touch with you. Okay. So if you could be kind to send me your email, I can set up that communication to confirm the status. Okay. I'm not sure if it's your first time or not. All right. So I guess this is a good place to leave it. What's your name again? Azan Okwemikpo. I'll wait a few seconds for you to drop that so I can work with that. Okay. Azan Okwemikpo, if you can hear me, I've requested for your email so I can follow up on your request, okay, to confirm the status, okay? So if you can hear me, I need you to drop your email. Right, I got it, thank you. So with that, I'll be able to follow up on your request, okay? All right. So on that note, this is the fine place to leave it for today. We've been able to analyze a few aspects for today that we can add to our watch list, and some of them for instant trade opportunities as well. Okay. And coincidentally, today also happens to be the last trading day in the month of September. Okay. All right. From tomorrow, it's going to be a fresh start, fresh opportunities in the market. All right. So thank you very much for taking the time out to join us on today's edition of the Money Market Review. It's great to have you join us tomorrow, same time from 8 a.m. Thank you very much. I wish you all a great trading day.